Her home in Thetford, they found the bodies of her children, 7-year-old Curtis, 5-year-old Sherelle and 3-year-old Clinton. They'd been stabbed to death by their mother. An inquest in Diss today focused on Mrs. Senior's relationship with Sean Sutherland, who she was romantically involved with. Mr. Sutherland told Joy that he was going to win the first national lottery last November. When he didn't, she blamed herself. Soon afterwards, her personality began to change and she became withdrawn. It was about this time that she began reading the Bible. One witness said she would talk about good and evil. Another witness said that she believed Mr. Sutherland had psychic powers and was controlling her mind. But at the inquest, Mr. Sutherland said he was a Christian and he didn't dabble in the occult. It became clear that Mrs. Senior had been suffering from some kind of mental illness, and as her condition deteriorated, she turned to religion, seeking out the help of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. The coroner, Andrew Baker, said a psychiatrist's report made after Mrs. Senior's death concluded that she was suffering from paranoid psychosis and that her turning to Christianity was a consequence, not a cause of her illness.
A search is still going on for a young woman whose estranged husband was found dead in a car near Peterborough. 21-year-old Jacqueline Phillips and her husband had lived together in Doncaster. The search for Mrs. Phillips by police, army officers and volunteers in Woodland near Market Raisin began after the body of her husband was found with a note saying he tried to kill her. Vauxhall Motors has admitted its new multi-million-pounds car plant in Luton is suffering production problems, but the company says nothing will stop the new car, the Vectra, going on sale next month.
Production of Vauxhall's new Vectra has run into millions. This state-of-the-art car plant, fitted with 400 German-built robots, has cost £136 million just to refit. But with just 6 weeks to go before the new model goes on sale, production is sporadic, and there's a race against time to hit the eventual target of 72 cars per hour. Vauxhall's contribution to the local economy is enormous. The company directly employs 5,200 staff, with a total wages bill of £130 million. And Vauxhall spends a further £46 million with suppliers, many of whom are in the eastern region. And there's the small matter of £4 million a year in business rates, enough to pay for 237 school teachers in Bedfordshire. Not surprisingly, Vauxhalls are anxious their new car is a winner.
Well, that's it. Don't forget that we're back bright and early tomorrow morning during Breakfast News. We'll finish tonight, though, with a look at the weather with John Kettley. From all of us here, thanks for your company. Good night.
Good evening to you. A different complexion to the weather now. We've seen a belt of rain moving up from the southwest during the afternoon and evening. That rain band now extending across into central Wales, round about the Birmingham area, and across through London into Essex. It's raining quite steadily, for example, over at Wembley Stadium just now. A few showers further north across the southern uplands and also across the far north of Scotland. Could be some heavy ones there in the next few hours as well. But this band of rain in the south is going to continue making progress northwards, some heavy bursts mixed in too, across into parts of Northern Ireland, the rest of Northern England, and also up into southern Scotland by breakfast time tomorrow. At least temperatures in the south, despite all this wind and rain, will be pretty high at 12 to 15 degrees, rather lower across the north, nearer 8 to 10 degrees there. Well, that's the weather system that's bringing all this wind and rain, and it's still going to be around for the next 2 or 3 days as well. We'll find that band of rain moving northwards ahead of it. The low itself, the centre, will begin to make progress eastwards through the English Channel during Thursday. The strongest winds then across the extreme south of England, gales or severe gale force winds at times. That means to say winds gusting 50, 60, possibly even 70 miles an hour across the headlands, and you can see the switch in the wind direction in the far southwest come tomorrow evening. So tomorrow then, starting off fairly bright in many areas, but there will be a cluster of showers across the south, maybe another wetter spell coming into southwest England fairly quickly in the morning, driven on by that gale force wind. Outbreaks of rain across northern England, southern Scotland and Northern Ireland, pushing further north across the rest of Scotland as we go into the afternoon, and then brighter showery weather following, or the showers may well merge to give some longer spells of rain, and there'll be some heavy bursts once again with the odd crack of thunder. But certainly a windy day in most parts of the country, especially down here across the south, and temperatures of 20 degrees could be rather academic. Well, there's the low pressure as we go into the weekend. It'll still be around, drifting further north. At least the isobars will open out a bit, so the winds eventually will become somewhat less. Now we're going to find a crop of showers across the whole country on Friday. Not too much sunshine around, but certainly some heavy rain, again with some thunderstorms. Perhaps rather fewer showers drifting in from the southwest once we get through to Saturday. And that's it from me.
New drama for BBC One.
I want backup from you, not back chat.
Go behind the headlines with the team that do the dirty work.
We're in here because there might be a dead girl's body buried under the floor. Do you understand that?
Witness the personal pressures.
You're in love with the job. That's all you ever cared about.
And the private tragedies.
She's dead and she's there on that farm. I know it.
With the 9 men and women who are always there in a crisis and who are the backup. Tomorrow, 9:30 on BBC1.
Highlights of the friendly between England and Colombia, plus Scotland, Wales and the Republic of Ireland, all in action. Sports night in half an hour.
Which of these scenes best describes a way of life loved by millions and best embodies the country you know and love? The new Frank Skinner Show, Sunday night at 10:30 on BBC1. It's already a tradition.
Handsome comedy with two heads now on BBC1. Falling into the autumn season, they're back with new skits, new songs, but the same old suits.
Ladies and gentlemen,